Welcome to our program, Dr. Debra Shapiro, Vegan Champion of Women's Health, Part 3 of 3. Dr. Shapiro is a board-certified obstetrician and gynecologist and has been practicing medicine for nearly 25 years. Having been constantly reminded by those struggling with chronic illnesses that are often reversible and lifestyle-related, Dr. Shapiro broadened her expertise by advancing her knowledge in plant-based nutrition and obtained a certificate in the area through the T. Colin Campbell Center for Nutrition Studies and D. Cornell. Apart from helping patients as a specialized surgeon, Dr. Shapiro became a vegan lifestyle coach and educator so that she could teach people the skills to help themselves through adopting a healthy vegan lifestyle. Dr. Shapiro also completed the Ruby course for whole plant foods cooking so she could guide her patients through the transition to a healthier and happier life. Furthermore, she is a diplomate of the American Board of Lifestyle Medicine. According to the World Health Organization, the number one cause of death for women and men globally is cardiovascular disease. Today, Dr. Shapiro will highlight how to choose the right diet to help prevent or reverse the condition, discuss how stress can affect a pregnancy, and reveal the 4 pillars she believes support excellent women's health.
Most heart attacks may be your last heart attack because they actually kill you. So heart disease is a huge problem. It's even more often than every minute somebody is having a heart attack and someone might be dying of a heart disease. But it is preventable with a healthy enough plant-based diet and other lifestyle changes. But you know, there are other cultures that never had heart disease, that do not have heart disease. For example, in rural China or in Africa, or the Tarahumara Indians in northern Mexico, when people eat more whole plant foods and they don't eat the typical Western diet that's so high in saturated fat and dietary cholesterol, they do not have heart disease at all, and it's pretty amazing.
For those who have already experienced the detrimental health effects of a meat diet, it's not too late yet. Dr. Shapiro tells us about the simple, life-changing solution.
Dr. Esselstyn at the Cleveland Clinic has been reversing heart disease, and other doctors all over in their own little practices have been using diet and lifestyle changes to reverse our number one killer. And it's so prevalent now and so known now that it can be done that a past president of the American College of Cardiology, Kim Williams, actually famously said that there are 2 types of cardiologists, vegans and those who haven't read the literature. This is amazing to think that heart disease can actually reverse if you just stand back and stop injuring your blood vessels with saturated fat and dietary cholesterol and salt and sugar and oils, that the plaques will resolve on their own, that your body wants to naturally heal itself if you just get out of the way.
Diet has a tremendous influence on our health regardless of age. What parents feed to children during their early years is critical to their wellness in future years. Also, a mother's meat-based diet can affect a child right at the beginning of life.
And they can see already in the blood vessels some thickening of the blood vessels. It starts in the womb. If you happen to be developing inside of somebody who eats a very high-fat diet, high saturated fat, and they're already obese, you're going to see these changes. By age 10, we're already seeing in children fatty streaks. By age 10, especially in this culture, probably not all over the world, and I mean absolutely not all over the world, but definitely in Western culture.
Epigenetics is the study of how one's behavior and environment affect gene expression. A pregnant woman's mental health influences the development of her baby, as Dr. Shapiro explains.
When I went through medical school in the late 80s, and when I started my practice, we didn't know about this. We really didn't know about epigenetics, and I didn't know that maternal stress would affect their fetus. But now I realize that it's very important to manage your stress while you're pregnant, even pre-pregnancy. Learn how to manage your stress with mindfulness meditation, laughter therapy, with your friends, and just knowing more about stress reduction. So that's a big part of our program also, managing stress and practicing mindfulness and practicing gratitude. It is very important.
Dr. Shapiro says there are 4 pillars that support a healthy lifestyle for women: a plant-based diet, sleep, exercise, and having connections with others.
So exercise is super important, and it's important also to release endorphins. These are the hormones that make you feel good. So you know when you eat sugar, you also get that dopamine release and you get that little high from sugar. Well, when you exercise, you also release endorphins, feel-good hormones. And another way that you get feel-good hormones and hormones that improve your mood is actually to eat a plant-based diet, because it changes the microbiome, the microbiota, the types of bacteria that are in your gut. And most of your serotonin, another very important hormone in your dopamine, is made in your gut by these bacteria. And you will have much more of them if you eat a plant-based diet. The gut bacteria is completely different if you eat animal products. And people know this because when they go from eating a meat-based diet and they try to eat beans, it's like, oh, I can't do it, I got gas. That's because you've been feeding your bacteria certain kinds of food from day one, probably from the moment they put baby food in your mouth. You've been developing this kind of gut microbiome. But once you switch, you will get new bacteria, and they will be able to digest the plants just fine, but you'll need new bacteria. So you'll have more serotonin, more dopamine, more feel-good hormones like the endorphins if you exercise as well. So exercise and diet go together, and sleep. Sleep is a very important time for your brain to rejuvenate. This is the time, you can almost imagine that little garbage trucks go through your brain and pull out all the little tangles and the little plaque, and they get rid of them. So this is the time when you're sleeping that you can actually be reducing harmful chemicals and harmful fat and harmful toxins that can accumulate in your brain, like heavy metals, like iron, for example, heme iron, and aluminum, but especially to risk of Alzheimer's.
The practice of social distancing and lockdowns during the pandemic have changed the way people interact. Dr. Shapiro says we can make use of current technology to still stay in touch with the world, and should constantly remind ourselves to keep a positive attitude.
And lastly, we need connections. We notice this so much now with the current pandemic too. People are really suffering from being isolated. But do make that connection with people. Reach out to people. You can use the phone, you can use your computer, you can have Zoom. We have Zoom meetings with our families. You need to reach out. You need to have that human connection with people to stay well. You need to get up in the morning, get washed, get dressed. You need to connect with other people. You need to eat healthy food, and you need to get out in nature. I really think it's important to laugh still, to smile, to practice gratitude, and see the beauty in things still. Even though things have changed, and they may stay changed for a long time, you can't just stay in bed and pull the covers over your head. You have to get up, get dressed, eat healthy food, connect with others, and get out in nature. That would be my prescription for getting through this pandemic, and that's what I do every day. Be veg, go green, to save our world.
We thank you, Dr. Debra Shapiro, for your compassion and life-saving work, and for sharing with us your expertise in making lifestyle changes, including how to stay healthy during the pandemic. May your life be filled with God's love and blessings. For more information about Dr. Shapiro and her work, please visit anewviewoffood.com and pregnancyadvantage.net. Straight Thinking viewers, thank you for your company on today's program.